We're starting to see a lot of NBA players who have the ability to play for Team USA, but would rather play for their home countries. Let's be honest, Team USA winning a trophy has no impact whatsoever at this point. It's kind of like, what's a king to a god, am I right?
Bam, that's your full name for real?
Huh?
What's your name? What's it short for? What's Bam short for? It's short for something.
Oh, by any means.
That's an acronym.
You said it was short for something?
What is it short? I know your real name like
Idris.
Bamante or something.
No, it's not, man.
So let me put it this way. Nigeria or the Philippines making it to the quarterfinals in the World Cup or Olympics means a lot more than the USA winning another trophy. So here we've got JC repping hard for the Philippines by going off for 27 points and 7 assists against Lebanon at the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023 Asian qualifiers. Jordan Clarkson, despite coming off the bench for the Utah Jazz, is clearly starting caliber, or maybe we're beginning to see kind of a redefinition of rosters as a whole.
About 4.5 minutes into the game, Russ comes in off the bench.
For example, Kyrie and KD are the best possible options for the Nets, but does that necessarily mean they both should be starting? I mean, we've only got 24 seconds on the clock, so are we really maximizing these players' abilities?
After this made three. Eight points towards the end of this second. Too early. Clarkson throws up the prayer off the glass and in. Good defense again by Zenoon. Clarkson finds his way to the basket somehow. The three is missed. The pass from Clarkson.
More on the international front here. JC went up for 23 points and 5 boards against Saudi Arabia at the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023 Asian qualifiers. He's able to really show the whole enchilada when he's on these teams. We're able to see a lot of his other abilities like assisting, rebounds, and overall defense.
Philippines struggling a bit. Jordan Clarkson. Wow. So that was his second three-pointer. Here is Clarkson. It's not as good as advertised. It's better than advertised. And there's Jordan Clarkson again, hitting another three.
I'm telling you, that 2018 Cavs roster, that was just something else. It just kept changing and changing, and you could tell the Kyrie trade had a big impact on the team.
That can't be the best offer that they got for Kyrie. It doesn't even make sense. LeBron James is definitely gone. He's out of there. He's
And you can probably also say that this season was the singular reason that the kid from Akron became the man in LA. Jordan Clarkson was still looked at as a benchwarmer kind of player until he really switched the perception with this game in front of LeBron. A game where most people were afraid of making bad decisions in front of the GM. Despite scoring only 17 points, his impact was felt all over the game, and you might even say that some of those dunks should have counted as 3 points just by the sheer ferocity of them.
Clarkson again, wide open, knocks down another three. They're 12 for 22. 95 points through 3 quarters. Clarkson, jumper's good. Can't save it. Korver throws it ahead to Clarkson. Clarkson, quick catch and shoot. Got it! And from downtown, it's 104.
Jordan Clarkson does not want to be a tourist in his own country. Micaiah goes above and beyond to penetrate the Filipino culture. Here we have him courtside watching the PBA Finals at the Smart Araneta.
And Jordan Clarkson in the house, a newest member of Gilas Pilipinas.
One of the biggest factors in the NBA's success as a business is the international appeal. Almost everyone can boast of one of their countrymen being a player on a team, and this brings a lot more eyeballs to the team and eventually the game as a whole. Despite the Philippines being a small cluster of islands, you've got 2 of them sharing an NBA floor. That's just beautiful. Jalen Green and Jordan Clarkson share a moment here on Filipino night in Utah. And they ain't no scrubs either. They actually can go for real, for real.
You know, trying to make them proud and trying to pave a way for, other Filipino Americans. And
Kings in the regular season, and that's about it.
Donovan Mitchell and the Jazz up by 25 early in the third.
The Utah Jazz just cannot win a playoff series to save their life. It's like as soon as the scouting report is out, they just get clamped down. Now, this wasn't just on Rudy Gobert either, it was the whole team. Anyway, here we've got Jordan Clarkson helping the Jazz do what they do best by clinching the #1 spot in the conference with 33 points to beat the Kings. Irony detected here. Anyway, at this point, there's got to be some kind of reward or maybe a reward for the #1 spot in each conference, because otherwise, what's really the point? Teams 1 through 5 are practically equal anyways.
That timeout was called timely by Quinn Snyder, and you can't beat Clarkson.
Right here, would you say, Bowler? Flame on! When he was struggling, he wasn't really going to the basket. I think he was so focused. It should be the focal point. Pace and space, and they're being aggressive to the basket, finding each other.
And the Blazers 6.5 minutes away from a win over Denver.
Jordan Clarkson, just to get the Jazz hot from the outside, everybody else follows.
Clarkson fires up a three.
There are artists and there are athletes, and occasionally you get the combination of the two in Jordan Clarkson. Look at that. This got to be top 5 top shot moments, because this is so beautiful. May I have this dance? Jordan Clarkson said to Lewis Jr. Great spacing from Hassan, by the way, too.
And he had moments where some of those same shots didn't go. But if you know Jordan Clarkson, this Jordan Clarkson right here is going to give you an array, a plethora, if you will.
I like it.
On to more bag work from Jordan Clarkson. Peep the flashes he displayed in his Laker uniform. Oh, he made Fournier feel like a foreigner. Absolutely xenophobic crossover by making Fournier flee eastward. And of course, Larry Nance adding salt to the wound from the sidelines.
But they've got some movement on the offensive end.
Oh, what a move. Clarkson, can he cap it off? Break me off a little bit. Whoops.
Exhibit A, Your Honor, on why Jordan Clarkson unanimously deserved to win the 6th Man of the Year award. Jordan Clarkson got hot for 30 points against Ice Trae and the Hawks.
Jordan Clarkson rolls down the baseline, pulls a trigger, floater good. Jordan Clarkson, 9 points, pulls a trigger, and watch his react. Closer to the bucket.
Yeah, you might douse this flame for a little while. Jordan Clarkson, talk about flame on, but it going, staying aggressive. Using that right hand to float it in.
He's got 5 to shoot, down to 4. The 3 is up and down. He's Clarkson, flame on. Jazz at one time trailed by 9. Clarkson turns, fires up the shot. Sweet.
Well, I don't know if for a long time I've seen.
We're up in the ante now. The 6th Man of the Year candidate put up a season-high 40 points. That's 2 off his career high, and he was the first bench player to drop 40 that season. Again, I think we as a society maybe need to look at that 6th man role a lot differently than we have been. It's kind of like the same vein as a shooting guard was in the 2000s.
What you're getting with Jordan Clarkson, he's a hard one-on-one guard.
Clarkson, but then to readjust as a 7th man off the bench.
Oh, no question about it, but Jordan Clarkson, that's just way too much time to get him to set it up.
Art and athleticism meet again, with JC absolutely posterizing the whole nation of Canada. He had the provinces shook, man. I want to see JC on Dancing with the Stars, because he's got the footwork to make the bag work.
Beautiful. But I met Rudy Gobert. What an awesome timing on that shot.
Clarkson dancing out front, trying to find space. Takes it.
What an awesome timing on that shot.
Trying to find space. Time left on the clock. I don't see a whistle.
During the 2021 season, LeBron was leaning more into shooting than getting to the rim. I think that mostly had to do with his age. We saw him make statements like Steph Curry being one of the best and he wanted to hoop with Steph.
Steph Curry. Steph Curry's the one that I want to play with, for sure.
He had a huge appreciation for how JC got his shot off against KCP, and JC made sure to let LeBron know by tapping him after the play. JC is like, I'm what you need to succeed.
If not, you've got to get fouled at both ends. Clarkson able to hit from the corner. Meanwhile, a delay of game called.
This is as raw as it gets for Clarkson. He had such little room to get his legs under him, but was still able to get up with absolute tunnel vision. It was almost like Alex Len didn't exist for a split second. He had a mission, and he completed it. Nobody saw that coming, especially the meme legend Nick Young. He needed a couple pumps to stay alive.
13 to shoot. Clarkson down the middle. He goes! Crowd reacting as it's shown on the big board.
I've seen this happen in football a couple times, but rarely do you see this happen in basketball. This just goes to show you how unpredictable Jordan Clarkson is. The ref was totally caught off guard and ruined a +2 for JC. JC just slightly shoved the ref, but he took way too many steps back than he needed to take, hence justifying the tech. The ref just can't let that slide. Gotta set the precedent.
Nice heads up.
Oh boy. Oh, come on.
Right away that it was the official, but kind of just a reaction.
Now on to more wholesome moments and somewhat worrisome according to some folks out there. We have this kid cosplaying JC down to the T. I'm talking tattoos and all. The artists in the NBA honestly don't need to win rings to win the hearts and minds of our youth. The likes of Allen Iverson, Kyrie Irving, and Jordan Clarkson become a permanent honorable mention just off the way they play their game. This kid looked like he 3D printed JC's skin right onto his body. Clarkson obviously showed some love to the kid by signing his jersey too, among other things.
Came up, signed the jersey, and I don't think that he's really inked up.
I'm sure Jordan Clarkson keeps hearing pass the dang ball from people all the time, but he will pass it if it's the best possible play. He got that from Bron. He showed that he 100% has this ability by recording 18 points and 10 assists in the Jazz's 137-101 win against the Thunder.
There's a lot of floor space for both these teams as Clarkson.
Really good combinations here. Jordan Clarkson to Hassan Whiteside. But you're right. Listen, how are you going to contend with two bigs, Hassan Whiteside? Get you a lot of wins anyway, especially when you collectively hustle.
Clarkson